Well, I'm back and I'm smoking a candy cigarette here. And I'm just about to go through the yard and see what survived while I was out of town on vacation. And here's the garden. Well, I've got a couple of tomato plants definitely got knocked down. So I'm going to need to do some propping. But let me show you. These are my volunteer aisles. I don't know if you could see how tall these are, but you know, I'm down in the path here, and so they probably have a few inches on me higher in the ground than where I'm standing, but for the most part are probably about 4 or 5 feet tall, doing pretty well. I have a couple of volunteers that I didn't even know were here that have are in need of cages. Some Hungarian wax peppers are doing okay. I also have my not hot jalapenos, which are back there. They're pretty tasty. Lots and lots of tomatoes everywhere. All different kinds. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you as far as tomatoes. Pumpkins, we definitely have some pumpkins. That is, recognize it right off the bat, a tan cheese pumpkin that's showing up. Probably about the size of my head so far. Let's see, some big blossoms, so we've got some new ones coming. And there's one back there. I saw a butternut squash somewhere. There's some yellow squash coming. There's another fallen tomato. Here's a butternut squash. Not seeing a ton of them, but that's okay. I'm going to back up here and just show you this here. There's all those butternut squashes and tan cheese pumpkins that I planted. I also have up here acorn squash, cucumbers, sweet potato right there. That's pretty exciting. There's another little one here. It doesn't seem to be doing as much. Those were just sweet potatoes that I had just jammed in the ground to see what they would do. This is kind of funny. This tomato is almost completely eaten through. Got some guys crawling into the paths. There's a cucumber. There's another cucumber. Look at this sad little plant. Sad little plant. Not doing a whole lot. Has a cucumber. Kind of looks like a little melon. But look at these here. Big tomato. Let me take you down the line. I had thought that these volunteers popping up were hot peppers, but they are definitely tomatoes. So those have to come out so my sweet peppers can grow. And here's more. I don't know how that happened. Honestly, no clue. Down here I need to do a little weeding, but I have some melons that should be coming here. And, of course, plants that have grown through the fencing, so might need to pop those down. Come over here to where I have the beans. Beans are ready to start being picked, so I will begin doing that. Looks like there's some corn that I can pull off, but a lot of what I'll be doing is sort of making sure that I still have paths to walk around in, and because I'm going to be leaving in a few more days. And this looks like maybe the first tomato that I could pick, this one right here. I'm gonna pick it, I'm gonna munch on it. Goes well with a candy cigarette. Good. That I've got a crawler that's going up the side here, and then I'm gonna pull it down. One of the reasons that I do that is, although it's nice to have some of these things that can sort of grow up the sides of stuff, and you know, you'll have bits hanging down, I'm kind of torn on leaving it up just because the fact that I've got a big woods just past here, and I've had deer come up and just munch straight on it. So what I'm gonna try this year, really torn on this, is just leave it. I'm gonna leave this one, and I'm also gonna leave all the weeds that are around it. These pokeberry weeds, usually I'd be pulling them up too. But my hope is that those weeds, which is something that the deer seem to leave alone for the most part, will shield this, which I believe is loofah that's growing, and that way I can get some decent production, because there's a lot of blossoms on here that are about to do something, and I don't want to lose that. I also don't want to lose, I don't know how they'll do if they're on the ground. So these are interesting leaves. I wish you could feel them, but they're soft. Not quite lamb's ear soft, but they're like, I don't know. It'd be good if found some of those in the woods. I need to find a leaf for some sort of wiping. Forget I said that. Quick word about weeds. The way I have this set up with the paths and the rows, it's very easy to weed while you're here. The reason is that I never walk on the rows, the planting areas. I only walk in the paths. So all I have to do is pop the weeds out, throw them in the paths, let them dry out, and then I can go ahead and scoop those up and take them out, or throw them in compost depending on what kind of weeds they are. And a lot of times I'll just take a pizza box, open it flat, lay that down, and then that lets them dry out even better. And I have several pizza boxes inside. I'll probably bring a few out. So very easy. Pull the weeds out of sections like this where I have these big things with long roots. Come right out, no problem. Super duper easy. Oh, that's a pepper plant, don't pull it. One last thing, all along the side here were seedlings that popped up off of tomatoes that I just had in my compost. Didn't start them, didn't do anything, didn't save them, they just grew.